Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. So a few things. First, there was the developer call that happened about 12 hours ago. So we'll talk about that. There's also a lot of mergers that were announced. Let's see, can I see them in here? Should be in announcements. Don't think it's in inbox. And here we are. So if you're one of these, exciting times. I looked through it just hoping did I get another one? But no, didn't get on it. Maybe we'll get another one in the future, but who knows? Anyways, one thing that I wanted to talk about on the developer call was the items that were discussed, and Evony seems to be a little bit out of the loop with it. So basically, Evony thinks it's important that VIP 26 is being released. So not sure who wants VIP 26 other than the few VIP 25s who think they're near VIP 26. Not sure that's a real pressing issue, but again, an easy change for Evony to make to appease a few people. There's a lot of things like that they can do. One thing that was new in this developer call was they forbade people to stream it. They did it last time, but a few people did stream it anyways. But this time everybody listened and nobody did. So you won't find any copies of it out there. There was a push by the non-coin strike group to get their representatives in and ask a bunch of questions and demands, but you have no leverage anymore because you're coining. So not sure where your importance is, but their questions, Evony seemed to talk about a couple things. They talked about having an ultimate bog season where it's top 200. That would be cool. It would be. Please enforce cheating on it, because it's going to be massive cheating. So make sure you enforce it. It's the biggest problem in your game, and cheating was not talked about in the developer call at all. It should have been. Another change they had in the format was they muted everybody. So you couldn't have people arguing, and you only got to speak if you raised your hand. There's an option in Zoom to raise your hand, and then they call you in. But you could talk in the chat section, but I don't know how much Evony really read that sort of stuff. Other things they talked about was new monsters coming in the year. Players asked about Civ gear in monsters, and they kind of deflected and just said that, hey, there's new monsters coming and new rewards, but they won't say specifically what it is. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. A big thing raised by players was the Amazon chargeback issue. For those of you who don't know, basically Amazon App Store did a chargeback for players because they thought there's no possible way that people could spend this amount of money in a mobile game. So they charged back. So it's really hard. It's a difficult situation for Evony because Evony doesn't have their money, but they gave out packs. That's how Evony sees this situation. So it's going to be hard to get them to be on the player's side on this. But what Evony can do, but I didn't hear any mention of this in the call, Evony should lean on Amazon and say, you fix this, take those coins back from the players that you gave them, give us our money, or you're done. We will not use you anymore. That's the solution here. But if Evony's not willing to lean on Amazon, then players are left, like non-coin strike group with Evony, players are left with no leverage with Amazon, because Amazon just says, well, we gave you an in-store refund. So you should be happy. So that's a difficult one. There was also someone talking in the group or in the developer call about the family group, the family members that you're allowed to add, which is essentially alts to feed resources to your main city. And someone wants parental controls on them. So apparently there's some people in the game, or at least one person, who don't understand what the family accounts are for. And they think that it's for players who have young children who play the game, and they should be able to monitor what's going on in the account to make sure they aren't being verbally abused or subjected to naughty photos or things like that. That's not what this feature is about. This is an adult game, and I suggest you just tell your kids not to play it or have their password, log in, and I don't know, I guess tell Evony to ban people, suspend people who are sending these things to your children. But probably easier is just maybe, I don't know, appeal to the server and just say, like, look, guys, they're honestly kids. Stop it. Because I don't think Evony cares. Another talk was about having neutral scores count in SVS and Battlefield and show them like in SVS where you could see the negative scores, show that in Battlefield, All-Stars, that sort of stuff, and make it so that only your positive points count. Everything else does not count. And that's how you can adjust trading because people won't be able to trade if that's how it's going. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it counts. I would just like to see more information. I'd love to see negative scores. I'd also like to see teleports. I'd like to know who uses all the teleports on my team. Because sometimes it's like, wow, we lost 20 teleports. Where'd they go? So I'd love to see that sort of information. Things where you can judge and people can use it to improve their gameplay as well. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what happened in the call. Now we wait a few days or a week or so for Evony's feedback and where they're going to tell us what changes they'll make, how long it will take. But I think we have a pretty good pattern now that Civ Gear's not going to be free. It's not going to be available in bosses. They will use wording such as, we will find a new way or alternative way to release it to players. And usually it means money. So that's not going to change. BLG Ultimate Season. Let's see what happens. Let's be hopeful for it. I'm surprised there wasn't a push by players, but I think it's because there wasn't low-level players. I know the non-Coinstrike group was, after their first demands were met, which were to get their alts back, they were supposed to start to discuss things that mid and low-level coiners wanted, which was things like, hey, how about everyone who already has red wings or pink wings don't count in the standings anymore? So it's new players only. But Coinstrike folded and never got around to that second call where they were going to get to the next level of demands. So that should be something that I wish would have been brought up in the call. That would be better than an ultimate season because 200, like it's going to be the same 200 people except for a few traders that are going on, and hopefully Evony enforces that. But I guess we'll see what happens. I always hold out hope that they will make positive changes. But like our friend Viper, he just gave up. You know, he just said, I'm tired of this. It's for 4 years now. Evony has proven they will not change. So, you know, what George Bush say, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. No, that's not what he said. Actually, that's exactly what he said, but that's not the saying. The saying is opposite. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Anyways, that's kind of how I feel with these developer calls. I don't hold out much hope, but I hope for the best. Cross your fingers and like, subscribe, and good luck to all those going through a merge.